Massively motivational and inspiring.
I thought it was absolutely excellent. I love listening to Nic Rixon, and he always inspires me.
I loved his real-world examples. I loved his humour. That helps you to remember it, so you can bring it up in your own coaching sessions. And yeah, the whole evening was thoroughly worthwhile.
Just lively, full of knowledge, full of information. Yeah, amazing man.
Very lively, humorous, very easy to follow, not dry or heavy, and productive.
Totally practical. We've seen him twice now, and on both occasions we've walked home and we said, what a fantastic motivator.
So yeah, I want to get on and do stuff right now. So I'm the original worst fixer. So my daughter came home and said, so-and-so's not speaking to me. Well, what you do is you get this, you do that. And she said, oh, Dad, you're not listening to me. And off she'd go in a huff. Oh, I was listening. I'd got 7 words. I knew the whole problem. I can deal with it now. Why does she need to give me all the other explanation? I don't need all that. I can fix that. So the number one thing that I had to learn massively quickly was to listen. The biggest challenge is my wife and I work and run one of the businesses together. So when she comes home and says, oh, this has happened today. Really? Oh, how did you deal with it? Oh, did you? What happened then? Oh, did it? Really? God, it's agony. It's agony. The other thing is I don't anchor my wife's face when I'm in one of those moods. I go for a walk across the green, find something totally innocuous like a tree, take all my anger out on the tree and then come back, and I wait until I'm in a fantastic mood before I go see her. Never, ever, ever, ever do I get in her face when I'm feeling absolutely terrible, because I don't want to associate feeling terrible with my wife. And that's what happens, all right? Over and over and over again. Feeling crap, go home. First thing you see is your wife. Feeling crap, go home, see your wife. Feeling crap, go home, see your wife. Feeling crap, go home, see your wife. Not feeling too bad today, go home, see the wife, feeling crap. It's called How to Set Up Negative Anchors. Do you think people do that? All the time. The book, I went and met John Gray about 4 years ago, and the number one thing I got out of that was 2 things, really. Number one, my daughter or my wife did not need fixing. And you can imagine, I am your archetypical Martian. I was about an hour and a half into my first NLP course, and I was looking for people to fix. I got a guy in the lift, I said, what phobias have you got? He said, talking to strangers in lifts. I said, well, we've dealt with that one, next. And what happened was, all his staff loved him. They thought he was fantastic, because he was just such a positive, upbeat guy, okay? And he was working late one night, locking up the restaurant, and a robber came in and said, give me all your money. And he panicked, and he couldn't get the safe open quick enough, so the guy shot him twice, which wasn't very nice. And he was rushed off to hospital. And he's on the gurney, you know, you've seen ER, crash cart in, boom, BP 17 over, whatever the hell it is they say. And he's laying there, and he can see his blood gushing out of him. They've got a bag held up high, and he's in real trouble, okay? And he can see in the eyes of the doctors that he ain't going to make it, okay? They have zero belief in this guy's ability. It's written all over their face, he's out of here. We'll go through the motions, we'll pack a bit of blood in, we'll give him a bit of CPR, bump him a few times, but basically it's over. And he could see it in the face. And all the time this woman's shouting at him, are you allergic to anything? Are you allergic to anything? Are you allergic to anything? And he thinks, if I could speak, I'd tell you. All right? And he thinks, I'm going to die. There's no doubt about it. He said, I'm dead. Unless I can change their what? Absolutely. He said, and I've probably got one shot at it. So as they reel him into the bump, lift him over, and she shouts one last time, are you allergic to anything? And he said, I gathered all of my strength and all of my energy, and I shouted, bullets! And he said in that instance, they realized they had a winner. They had a fighter. They had somebody who was prepared to meet them halfway and win. And he said, I watched that crash cart team totally change. He said it was like watching somebody go from slow motion to fast motion. And if you go to his restaurant today and say, how you doing? He said, oh, if I was any better, I'd be twins. And you're going to have a choice of 2 subjects that I'm fairly confident you will either have been involved in at some stage in your life. They are sex and education. You cannot pick sex education. It is sex or education. I'll only give you one hint. I did this with a group of people in Ireland, a church group. We had about 120, 130 people in the room, and we broke them into groups of 6 or 7, and I gave them the same option. At that stage, I wasn't trying to steer them, not that I would try and steer this group in any way, shape or form towards any subject. Read the congruency. So, and I said, pick your subject. What do you think they picked? Education. Ruined my whole day. Now, here's what happened. There were about 20 groups. 19 picked education. This one brave little group down here, because nobody knows what they're picking, picked sex. Okay? Suffice it to say that towards the end of the exercise, the entire room was stony silent except for one group down here that was falling off their chairs. They were in the aisles. I am not kidding you. It was hilarious. And every other neck in the place was straining, and slowly the tables were moving further and further over to find out what was going on. They were the most popular people at dinner. Now, I don't want to try and sway you in any way, shape or form as to what you should pick. So, what I want you to do is I want you to break into groups of about 6 people. Try, if you can, if you're with your partner, go get in another group. If you're with your partner in that group, listen very carefully. I will promise you, if you learn nothing else and nothing about network marketing, in the next 15 minutes you are going to learn more about sex or education than you ever have. Is that a deal? You up for that?
I think Sisha just got some new insights into how to enable people to get in tune with what drives them, you know, what motivates them, what makes them want to get up in the morning, and what encourages people to see a path to what they want to achieve in their life much more lucidly.
He seems to hit people's problems and then shows them how to change them, and I found it extremely enlightening in a lot of areas.
Come and see him. Follow him around. I mean, I was going to ask him, what books does he read? Because, I mean, he has so much to give.
And today has been absolutely superb. I'm highly motivated each time I listen to him.
Go and see him, it's fantastic.
Oh, you must. It's a must.
Make the effort, go the distance. I've come a couple of hours tonight, and it's well worth it. He's lively, he's interesting, his humour, but above all, you learn a lot.